It is not coming in. I'm gonna text
You
him.
know, Brad Madrid is an amazing human being, an absolutely amazing human being. The funny thing is, I have on the webpage, I got to change this, but on the webpage, I have him as the grounding individual. He's the person that's supposed to ground me and you. But my AI kind of got a little crazy there. I'm like, do you know Brad? Do you know this individual? I did not put the right things in there. So I just uploaded pictures of butts. Like, this is what you gotta know. Hairy asses. Dude, dude, the world is nuts. I'm
It's
sorry, but
crazy.
I can probably start every episode with just that. Just the world is nuts personally as well as the world. How are you? How are you doing?
Yeah, I am. My. Hmm. No, I mean, I'm. I don't have much to complain about at the moment,
Uh
or hardly ever, probably in this lifetime. Really.
well,
What?
that's a beautiful thing. That means you've won. But of course, there's always going to be ebbs and flows about life, and yeah, yeah. So how soon till your trip? This will be interesting when you get out to Europe. So we want to
Yeah.
keep this going though.
No. Yeah. I mean, Yeah. I gotta. I'm fucking booked up until the moment that I leave, pretty much. So that's it's good, and but it's also stressing me out. It's like because
Well,
I
you
need
want a
some.
full life, but you don't want it where it's I mean, where it implodes your love and your passion and all that stuff. So if you the Venn diagram, you don't want it to coincide too much with that being busy and being stressed. So, um, is it is are you just filled with a bunch of gigs you got to do or what?
Yeah, well, yeah, I was crazy busy this week, man. Just like, but I mean, no, I'm never complaining about being busy because most of the time I'm not. It's just, yeah, I need some time to kind of put my. I always get a weird thing about. I think I talked to you about this that whenever the older I get, the more like anxiety I get when I go to take off for a longer time. I don't know. Never when I was younger it was like that. It was just like pack my stuff. But now I feel like I need to put things in order now before I leave. Just I think just because I mean the reality is like I want to have my loose ends tied up. I want to make sure everything that I love and care about is kind of set in place. I think it's just mostly for my peace of mind to say like, look, I didn't overlook anything, which is kind of a fear of mine I have. I don't know. I think I get that from my mom.
Is it fear or is it just wisdom telling you like, hey? Because my wife has gotten the same way. Back when we were younger and we would travel, we get on airplanes. We worked for the airlines, and we would go and just like, hey, what do you want to do this weekend? Let's go get on an airplane and fly to Miami, right? And now my wife is like, I don't want to drive down the street to the store I've been to 10,000 times.
Something could happen.
Yes, because wisdom tells you, like, when you're young, it's like, I'm invulnerable. I could set myself on fire and I could throw myself on a barbed wire fence and I'm fine. But now you're like, no, I'm fragile and I'm on the clock. It's ticking. It's ticking. So I don't want to f anything up, man. I don't want to be fucking shit up. Like, oh, so no, I totally empathize with your anticipation. I get nervous. I get nervous getting on the podcast talking to you and Brad. Like,
Really?
things are weird like that. No, it's just it's just how we are. We just want to. I don't know. We know things are important, and yeah. So what is the one thing that is in the back of your head that's really kind of just your dildos and condoms and things are falling out of there. It's like, oh, my cocaine.
A strap on. Huh?
It's like as long as it doesn't pop open, something crawls out. Ah! No, what is the thing? Like, if you had a magic wand right now, what?
Yeah.
Up in here, you gotta lose. You done lost my mind up in here. Oh my God.
Sorry, I was late today.
Woo, man!
I had too many late stuff to do. What's up, fellas?
Thank you, Brad. We were deep into Richie's therapy session, and I'm like, God, this motherfucker has so many problems. Can I get somebody that doesn't have so many problems? And then boom, magic.
Up in here, up in here. All right, man. Sorry, guys. I had to take care of some older people.
Oh, dude, Brad,
do you know about this, Brad? Do you know about this germ? What he's
Wait.
doing?
Hey, guys, let me go grab my headphones really quick. One sec.
Do that. So Richie, if you had a magic wand, what would you do? What would you cast to kind of fix?
Brad needs to like put his headphones on.
Oh man, that's bad news, man.
Bad news.
Bring that shit off, Bradley. Mute him. I'm muting him. Richie, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I muted his ass. No, I muted everybody? Yes, I muted everybody. Sorry. Technical difficulties.
What was your question, Joe?
There he is.
Sorry, guys.
Now we can hear Brad really good.
Richie, so let's finish this thought. If you could wave your magic wand and fix whatever this anxieties, what would you fix? You could only fix one thing before you go on your trip.
I want to be. I don't know what.
Is it the VD? About. Would you get rid of the VD?
I need to get those shots, man.
They don't have cream for that.
Penicillin,
they don't,
baby. Penicillin.
I know, because I have it too.
Well, I thought you guys hadn't been together for a while, but hey.
I snuck in his room.
Been here.
Up in here. I said, he can't hear me. I'll give it to him.
These guys have had a long-standing joke about what happened to us when we moved to Berlin, and then we were in this small little studio apartment with Hector Macho Camacho from Mexico.
Hector was a crazy dude.
Yeah, Brad was there, and I was there living in a small. It was like a one studio. It just had
a room,
for a bed.
It was above a bike shop.
Yeah, and it was rented by this guy named Oli.
Oli.
And Oli had the bike shop, but he had this tanning bed room and sweat. I think it was just a tanning bed, right?
Well, it was like a sweat lodge, like one of those,
a sauna?
A sauna.
Yeah.
Oh,
but he had that in the
probably haven't heard of a sauna before.
He had a basement, and because there was no room, we had to like sleep on the floor. One of us had to sleep either in the bed with fucking Hector, which was always like, ooh. Speaking of up in here, up. No, I'm joking. He was cool. No, but. We were kind of macho. It was just like, we don't need to sleep.
Well, it was so small. There really wasn't room in that.
Yeah, it was really small. So I was like, well, fuck it. We have access to the basement. I'm just going to go sleep. And when I first started sleeping down there, I thought it was abandoned or whatever, It's like nobody's ever in here. So I just set up my bed on the tanning bed. And which is crazy that I would fucking do that. As we get older, we're talking about things we would never do now. It's like I'm such a germaphobe about my bed now.
It was musky too.
Yeah,
Oh my
it was just
Lord.
all humid. Anyway, I was going down there. Well, Oli would decide to fucking go down there like one day. I was sleeping down there for like 3 or 4 days. And then one day, Oli went down there and fired up the old sauna and the tanning bed. And I went down there and it smelled like,
Describe Oli though. Like he was this big white guy.
ugh, oh,
He was a little bit on the heavier side, and
yeah.
he was kind of
Oh my
Well,
God, it smelled like sweated out sausages and fucking Frankfurt
dried up
sausages,
baloney.
dried up bologna, ugh. And I fucking, I had to make a choice between sleeping with these guys in that room or sleeping in Oli's puddle of sweat. And so I started sleeping in the puddle of sweat, which is fucking amazing that I would do that now. So I was down there, but then these guys would like come down there. They were joking around saying, you know, Rich is coming down here and always sneaking down here in the middle of the night. And he's like knocking on the door because I had the door locked because I didn't want Oli walking in on me. And then they would knock on the door. They'd be like, Rich,
Reach.
it's Oli. I've come to collect the rent. They just thought that was the funniest fucking thing that ever happened in the city.
We were
of
like,
Berlin.
Rich, drop your pants.
Yeah.
It's Oli. We come to collect the rent. The first time he opened the door, he was like, he was fucking scared. We were cracking up. It was great. Good old Oli story. That's why he's anxious. So it's I'm sure it's
you have to go, that's why you're anxious because you got to go stay with Oli again. Oli's like,
yeah. We
cut up before.
Pay the rent.
Yeah, that's probably why he's got all these problems.
Oh, yeah. No, that's not why he has these problems. It's much deeper than that, Brad. Much deeper than that.
That's what Oli said.
What would you fix? Bam.
Well, what would I fix? What was one thing that I could fix? Well, I mean, it's all gonna get fixed, but I think if I could only take care of one thing right, and I had to leave like right now, I would just make sure my shit is gathered together and out of the way. And that's a kind of a fucked up thing about me too. Is like I don't want to disturb anybody. I don't want to have anybody say
Burden.
Yeah, burden anybody, and that's not good. That's not good because it keeps me from I think it's a big reason why when I'm with a significant other, they feel like I'm not really present. That I'm just kind of like half in, half out.
Because you don't ask for help.
Right? They see it like you're being guarded or not you're conscientious, not your being thought. It happens all the time to me too. It's like I do things out of being conscientious and I want what's best for whatever. And that people think like you're being aloof or you're trying to avoid them or something like that. Yeah, no, that's Do you think that's a generational X thing? I mean, we were raised a certain way because this will be a good lead into Brad's situation that he's doing is how we care about things and how we approach. I mean, because I think a lot of people now are kind of spoiled and they want theirs, and it's really a really more of a me kind of situation. Like they live in their bubble, and I mean, the younger people just seem like it's. Everything is about them versus kind of a Generation X conscientious thing. What do you think?
I think that like I mean, I've been watching these reels and there's this thing with men and women in general, and it's anxious and avoidance, right? One is anxious and the other is avoidance. One is needy, one isn't. Yeah. And there's this constant with men and women. Is it generational? I don't know, because like my son is 22 and he's like, I'm the one that's the more needy. Like I'm the one that needs to have that reassurance, constant reassurance. And with him, it's like he's pushed back. Like he doesn't need that. So I don't know if it's I don't know if it's a generational thing, more so as it's maybe a male-female thing. And I think economics plays a lot into that, right? Like where you live, how much money's there, yeah, all of that. So,
And I'm very liberal in my thinking like, oh well, we're men and women are level playing field mostly, but there are so many things as I get older and as I've had this long-term relationship and see how I see the world. Yeah, there are heavy duty men and women pieces that are just that they don't match like
yeah.
as far
So,
as yeah.
yeah, I think Rich's thing, it's the avoidance, right? Like it's like somebody trying to give you a compliment and you don't take a
I'm out of
compliment
here.
very well.
Fuck you, Brad.
Fuck you, I'm out.
Hey, if I'm
Whoa.
disturbing you guys, well, fuck you, all right? I'm out.
And then my view would be, please don't leave. Don't leave me. He's abandoning me. Please. Yeah.
Well, Brad, let's talk about your adventures in case management.
Oh, dude.
Let's talk about Brad. What the fuck? I apologize, but I get paid. I've gotten paid for years doing stuff, and it's usually no offense to anybody. It's very fulfilling, but it's usually not worth it money.
No, right?
You're doing it for free, bro. What?
Well, it's Rich.
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna set it out here on the table.
Doish.
You are a great human being.
Yeah.
But what's going on, man? Tell us, kind of bring us around to this story because it's fascinating.
Basically, where I live, been here for about 3 years. I would see this elderly couple throughout that time. And I've always helped them, like maybe with directions or grocery or car or whatever, right? Like these basic things, get their mail. Like, so I've known them for about 3 years. But in the last, I would say 2 months, like their health has declined. The lady, Teresa, is in a wheelchair. She had a stroke about, 6 months ago, a year ago. So, and then Larry, that's the husband, they're in their 80s now. And so I would see them because their apartment complex is right next to mine. So I could see them often, right? And so I would see their health decline. And so I would it first started with just helping him get the wheelchair in the car, right? And then because he was still driving. And then it led into 2 or 3 times a week, that scenario, like, oh, there he is again. One day it was cop escorted him home. A lady was driving their car, and at that point they took his license and he was driving on expired tags. So then I was talking to Larry out there, and it was like, yeah, we don't have help. We don't. And when I went in to take him in because he had stumbled, dude, they hadn't eaten basically in 2 days. Their food, their fridge was empty. Like their house smelled of pee. Like everything in their home was fucking in shambles, right? Like it was just, and I was like, what the fuck, right? So I'm an enabler, I'm a helper. I was like, oh, this is really bad. His phone was turned off because he didn't pay the bill. So my thought was, well, we got to feed him. So I cooked dinner for him that night. And then it became, well, shit, I got to check on him, right? Checked on him in the morning. I called Social Adult Protective Services. I'm like, this is what's happening. Called the police. All of it was failing. Adult Protective Services says, well, we can't tell you what we're going to do. We don't even know if we're going to open a case. I'm like, yeah, but you don't understand. These people can't function. They're not eating, right? They did nothing. Haven't heard from them, nothing. And this was probably about 2 weeks ago. So long story short, for 2 weeks, I've been monitoring their food intake, their daily routine. I found them a nurse. I got a hold of their son that lives in California. I let him know what's going on. He's kind of failing them too. He can't come out. He has his own problems. So they're basically on their own. And the more like today, I just got back. That's why I was late. It's just this really sad situation, dude. It's just really, it's unhealthy. But we got him. I found him a nurse that's really good, right? And it's cheaper than all the facilities that I've called because it's really expensive. I'm finding out, like really expensive.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So basically that's where we're at. It's like I've got him a nurse. She's taking care of their dailies, the medication, their food. I feel like today was one of the first days that I could step back, right? So I'm overseeing it to the point where I don't have to be the single guy doing it now. And she's a professional, so she's giving me a list of things that's like, this needs to be taken care of first. This is what needs to happen. And it's all happening right now, which was like I feel like I could breathe again, dude. But for 2 weeks, I've been super stressed out, man. Fucking on top of my relationship and on top of my own business and all of it. So it's been. And here's the thing: I feel like doing this, right? I'm earning some pretty good karma points. I feel like. I think Rich cut out.
Yeah, he'll be back, I'm sure. He's
Okay.
driving his Winnebago around. Did you see him moving? It's like the police knocking on the window. He's
Oh,
like
shit.
Another spot at the Walmart parking lot. He's like, oh, shit. Gotta get out. It's hilarious because every time you guys get off, I talk shit about you guys. So.
Nice. Yeah, that's all right. Shit. You motherfucker. He's shit, motherfucker.
No, but Brad, considering how much you did in 2 weeks, it sounds like you went from a negative, absolute zero negative to something really positive. So and I've done case management for years.
Yeah.
And years and years.
Well, here's the thing, dude. It's like I'm stuck in the sense legally, like I didn't want to really get into it, but like socially and emotionally, they needed it. So what I did is I actually got a hold of my attorney, and my attorney basically explained how to do it, what to do. She knows about this kind of stuff. So what's going to happen until the son can actually really get out here, because we had a 3-way call with my attorney and the son and Larry and Teresa that were there. And so basically what's happening right now is I'm going to get temporary power of attorney because all of this is like needing to be done now. So it's, yeah.
Dude, it's like, okay, case management's down here. What you're down here going,
yeah. But I feel good about it though. Like I feel, and I actually discussed with the attorney, their son, and Larry and Teresa. I'm going to charge them $20 an hour.
Cool. That's actually under. That's probably under caregiving.
So it's going to be retroactive from the time, all of it, and so everything's legal. It's all on the table, and I'm keeping track of it. So I feel good. I feel like I've helped them, dude. I really do. And it's a win-win, man. So.
To get all, my thing is to get kind of philosophical about it, but I mean, think about like watching in real time the deterioration of these human beings.
Oh boy!
Understanding, like we're Elon Musk is the first trillionaire. He's become a trillionaire.
Crazy.
And there's more separation between Elon Musk and the next richest person on the planet. There's more separation between those two people, between that person, Larry Ellison, or whoever is in second place, me. Okay, me. Okay, so I'm closer to the second richest person on the planet compared to where the second richest planet is compared to Elon Musk. We are talking.
That's crazy.
And now, and in retrospect, we're talking about these two people who are being failed by
the systems,
world, in this America, the richest country, the most badass, amazing country on the planet, is failing. And we're seeing all this stuff in real. And Brad, you're seeing this in real time.
Yeah.
It's just indicative. It's really like we're approaching.
It's pretty. It's pretty sad, dude. It's sad because I don't, like this is that generational thing. I looked at my parents and then my mom taking care of her parents. And there was this way we did things a long time ago, right? There was this, and I don't know if that's a cultural thing. Is that a Hispanic thing, right?
Well, the
But
Asians do it too. Asians are very, very, very
yeah, Filipinos, Asian, yeah, it's like they're, it's fucking sad, dude. It's sad.
But American culture is different. It's like, but but a lot of times people aren't raised to be able to take care of
Yeah,
you don't have the you know the financial means to take care of people. I mean, the economy's gotten so bad. I mean, we're the first generation that our children are not, because it's always been your father made more than your grandfather, and you
yeah,
made more than your father.
father, right?
And then our kids are supposed to make more than but this is the first time it's gone in reverse. And
Wow,
so
wow.
people aren't there. The system's broken in that sense, and maybe it wasn't ever designed to continue that way, but we're seeing it in real time, and it's terrifying.
Do you guys have a plan for that? Like, I know you've taken care of your wife's children, right, or her brother and sister. Like, I know you're very involved in it. Rich took care of his grandma and grandpa while he lived there. But like, what is the plan? Like, kind of, what is the plan for that, or
Yeah,
what is the solution?
for my it's you have I really feel that people have to start thinking outside the box, because it takes they say you need $2 million to retire now. Honestly, that's
Yeah,
what the
yeah,
estimate is.
yeah,
You have to you have to make at least $2 million to retire, not even comfortably, just in general. And to me, I've been poor my whole life, and well, poor middle class my whole life, and so that seems like, oh, that's ridiculous. I make it work on rubber bands and bubble gum and stuff like that
yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
times.
I think we all do. The three of us were really good with
Yeah,
that.
but yeah, for me is I'm trying to create a system for my children to be prosperous by buying extra land for them, making sure I'm not giving, because people have this terrible way. So one of my wife's uncles worked really hard to buy this house, and the house appreciated in value, and they bought houses in the Philippines and did all this stuff. But now they're on the path to selling everything instead of giving it to their kids or whatever.
Mm,
Now because of their
trying to
level of
survive
lifestyle, they want to
themselves.
sell
Yeah.
everything instead of
Wow.
passing it on to their kids. And I think that's just the mindset of people now. It's like, especially the baby boomers, there's this trend. I don't know if you guys heard anything about it, but the baby boomers are just selling everything. They're getting rid of everything, and they're not giving their kids a lot.
Yeah.
And maybe it's by necessity, or maybe it's by cruelty, or maybe it's by greed. I don't know what the mentality is, but my mentality is to set up enough stuff for my kids to have a situation where they can go into no house payment. They're going to have cars. They're going to have. I'm trying to set up businesses and foundations.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
my kids, two of them are disabled, but I'm still going to work it so they have opportunity and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's smart, man.
So
It's smart.
Richie, in Europe, is there a downward trend? You've been world traveling and stuff like that. Is there a downward trend in Europe with like because Brad's in just a regular working class neighborhood. I'm guessing, Brad, that's where you live. And
West Salem it's for Salem, Oregon. It's like there's pockets of wealth, right? And this is probably on the higher end of Salem, so it's a little bit wealthier.
But
Yeah.
you're seeing this in real time in this middle class type of neighborhood,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, oh my
Yeah.
God,
Yeah. Yeah. It's
these are
crazy.
poor neighbors. Yeah. So Richie, in Europe, do you see some kind of like deterioration in, like, you go back and forth to Europe yearly for months at a time? Do you see that there's changes in these trends like America?
I mean, I don't know. This is this. You, yeah, you probably have to have been there for generations prior. You know what I mean? So I don't know what it was like generations back in Europe. I mean, these are we're talking about subtleties here.
Yeah,
What I
well,
can tell you,
but
what I see over there,
yeah,
and
yeah,
like,
but
Are there homeless people? Like, do you see homeless people in Europe like we do
no,
here? No.
really, no
I'm trying
way,
to think.
no way.
In
Like
Norway,
we have tent cities, dude. Like we have
no,
cities that
That's
are
there's
crazy.
are they homeless? No, they're kind of street people, but you could see they're either really strung out and they kind of hang around the train station or whatever, or they're drunks. You could see they're drunks. It's in 11 o'clock a.m. and they're surrounded by a bunch of beer cans and stuff. They're just chilling out, hanging out with each other. Um, but are they homeless? I don't think in Norway they're homeless. I think they get set up with a place. It would be a bit cold.
but doesn't like Europeans, don't they have social, that's socialism.
Yeah.
And they everybody has health care and
In
so that
in
makes a difference.
Italy, the only homeless I see are kind of like they're probably illegals. There's a lot of like Indian people now that I see, and they you could tell they're sleeping in the park. They don't put up tents or anything like that, but you could tell like, oh, they've been spending the night out in the park.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
they're trying to make their way. They're mostly young. They're between 20 and 40 years old. They probably
And
who
is
knows what
Italy
they're doing.
freaking out about because all Europe's getting bombarded with a lot of migration,
Yeah, yeah.
and
It's you know what one of
Wow.
my
Wow.
favorite things about Italy now is because Italy didn't have very much diversity, I would say. Okay, they were all Italians, and there was some light skinned, and then you go to the south, there was dark skinned. Then there was foreigners. But what's happened that I've seen recently is I love it, is you see these first generational African Italians, and
All
they're
right.
young and they have Italian swagger. You know what I mean?
Nice.
But they're
Yeah.
Africans.
That's
They
awesome.
but they got
yeah,
Italian swagger, and that's to me that's so fucking cool.
yes,
It's like
Yeah.
wow.
yes,
Because they're kind of like, I mean, well, we're not first generation, we're like second generation or maybe third.
Third.
who
But
us?
yeah,
No, Madrid's have been around in the United States for since there's a church in New Mexico that has Madrid names
Oh yeah.
written down.
Yeah.
They found the papers, and the Madrids were there um,
Jesus.
for like
yeah, but it's
we're
a
talking
little
about
bit
four or five generations.
it's a little
Uh,
Yeah.
it's a little bit more complicated, our history, because that
yes,
this used to be Mexico,
Right.
and
exactly.
we didn't have to integrate so much. You were just, yeah, you weren't treated when it's more like America kind of blanketed over the culture that was already here. So
Right.
they couldn't really say, "Oh, you're a first generation," or whatever.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But
It was already
what I'm
pre-existing.
talking about is feeling really part of the culture. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I,
Yeah.
Oh
I
no.
don't,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't, I always kind of felt a little bit outside, even though
Yes.
we had been generationally, you know, as a people
Yeah.
here, and even with the roots of being the native part of my grandpa's side, it's just like, you know what I mean? But I felt outside of the American culture. It was very
Yes.
much a subculture.
Yeah. Yeah. For
So
sure.
it's a lot more complicated than somebody coming from Africa into Italy.
Oh no, man.
That's a
That's
well established, well
right. That is
established
wild.
Yeah.
culture.
That is wild. Um,
What is Hawaii like? What's the culture like? It's Samoan,
Hawaii.
That's
Filipino, white.
complicated
What's
too.
It's
yeah.
very complicated. It's so Hawaii was mostly Hawaiians for a long time because it's one of the most isolated places on the planet. But when people started coming, it first started with Captain Cook and British people and stuff like that. But they brought in a lot of different people to work the sugarcane plantations, and so they brought
Oh
in
wow, yeah.
Filipinos, Chinese. The Mexicans
Like
traded.
slaves? Is it slaves? Like
No. These indentured
no.
servants.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
indentured servants, and just well, I mean, not in. I mean, they were just working class.
Just work. Yeah.
Yeah, and they brought Mexicans in to trade the Hawaiian cowboys and stuff like that. But there's a point in Hawaii where the Hawaiians, they were down to like 14,000 Hawaiians, full blood Hawaiians. Yes,
Wow.
and
Wow.
so it's weird here because people are, in general, local people are brown, and they can have a Chinese name or a Portuguese name or a Japanese
Right.
name, but they all consider themselves local.
Right.
And then the Hawaiians, there's the whole Hawaiian sect, and they really feel you have to have, because I mean, it's a serious thing because of land, how the like Native Americans are. You have to have
Mhm.
a certain blood lineage to be able to have some of the benefits and stuff like that. So
Like,
there's
can anybody buy property?
no, you can get property if you're Hawaiian, but it takes forever. They've really screwed it up in the sense, and I think it's by design. I
Right.
really think it's by design. They make it so difficult for you Hawaiians to get land, because the land is so valuable here. It's like,
Yeah.
and it's just insane. I talk to a lot of older Hawaiian people, and it's crazy how long they have to wait 20, 40 years. Like a Hawaiian person has to wait so long, and there's plenty of land and stuff like that, but they make it by design where you have to show blood lineage, and DNA testing or whatever, and then you get on a wait list. It is so infuriating. I feel bad for them. And,
Yeah.
but then there's these large groups like Bishop Estates and Hawaii that control really nice areas, but they use it for leverage, for a lot of different things. It ends up being complicated. But when it comes to, it's a lot of brown people here, and everybody's kind of cool, and like,
Yeah.
there's only two types of people here. Uh, locals, and that counts as Hawaiians, and then the new implants, and it's white holiday implants and stuff like that. So it's so fascinating.
So, Jerm, how, I don't know how to phrase this question. Okay, you being from Karma City, complicated already. Where do I belong? Then you fucking transplant yourself in that complex situation. How do you find your place, or what kind of identity are you Hawaiian now? Do you feel local? What are you?
No, this is absolutely home, and I blend in perfectly until I open my mouth, and then they go. But no, I blend in.
Yeah.
As long as I don't say anything, I just go.
You're good. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like what? Like because you're not speaking pygmy or whatever?
No, pigeon. Yeah, pigeon.
Pigeon, yeah.
No.
Pigeon.
It's people are they're speaking is just, it is not like, like,
It's not Commerce City.
no. Definitely not Congress City. No, it's just
Orale, say,
Ways out.
Ways out.
No, and Commerce City is just, on my Facebook page, this Commerce City Chris passed away, and Commerce City really has an identity. And Richie, you're the person who really has that returning roots, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because I went back to Commerce City 2 years ago, and I was like, I couldn't navigate.
No, yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
The high school is over.
I know exactly what you mean.
And it's like, oh my God, it's just
Yeah.
There's a water park in Commerce City. Like, it's just crazy. I got lost like 2 or 3 times in Commerce City. I grew up, I spent a lot of time there. And
yeah. I was telling Richie's parents, like, I think last week, like, it's amazing that you guys still own this home, and you've been there forever, and what a foundation for, like, My parents have moved 10 times. I don't even know. Every time I went back to Commerce City, it didn't feel home. But you, Rich, that's your home. It's your childhood home. That's crazy, right? Do you feel you're like, whatever?
I mean,
It's rough.
it's hard.
Commerce City's rough,
It's hard
okay?
to.
Something's wrong with that boy.
No, I mean it's hard to speak to that because it almost feels like I don't know because I haven't had it taken away yet. I haven't lost it. You know, do I think it's mostly about my parents, dude. It's not about and it's like I feel grateful for what we have here, but it's not what it is. You know what I mean? I feel grateful we have a long driveway where I can park my RV. I feel grateful we have a tree that we can have some shade. You know,
Yeah.
so it's like I feel grateful for what we have, but
Yeah.
I don't have the perspective of
This is
that
home.
what you're talking about, you know, like the roots of it and the history. I'm sure if it was taken away, if I think about my grandmother's house, is like the romanticness of it lingers somewhere here.
Yes,
And
you
I
got
would,
those
and
things.
yeah, I feel that, you know, like, oh man, all my cousins and there was such a history. My parents grew up in that house. There was such a, you know, it was such a central part of but now they're gone and the house is gone. And it's just, if I was to go and stand in front of the house, it is the same way as Germ driving around Commerce City is like,
Yeah.
it's gone.
It's not your stomping ground,
So
right? Yeah.
it lives mostly in your head.
This is true. What's the best story you guys have about Commerce? What is a Commerce City story? Like, here is a Commerce City story. What do you guys got? What do you guys got? I mean,
The first thing that comes to mind, we just talked to Mario Garcia. And we were talking about, I've talked to him a couple years back.
I haven't talked
Uh,
to him in 37 years or something.
Yeah, so Mario Garcia, Commerce City kid, he told the story of how him and Rich met, and they met in detention. But Mario was kind of always this crazy guy. He was kind of like that
You didn't finish
Stand
his
By
story.
Me
He was
character.
like, he was telling first impressions about when he met. And
Oh, yeah.
Brad would bully him in class. He said the first time Brad ever said something to him, and Mario said some snappy content, and Brad was just like, "What, boy?" And then he didn't say anything. And then Brad says to him, "Hey, you better not say anything."
And he said,
I was scared of him after that.
No, because I hit him in the arm, and he goes, that's the hardest anyone's ever hit me.
and you're like, yeah, that's right. I didn't try.
Yeah.
I put some effort behind it.
Crazy. But so the initial story, Commerce City, that comes to light was we were all in a field. We were walking in this field because there was a lot of fields back there.
Used to be.
There used to be, right? And but Mario, we were walking along the. We were
to say about that. I don't know, but Mike, go ahead. Guess we'll never know if there's a lot of fields still in Commerce City.
Sorry, I was telling my story.
Oh, sorry.
Jeez. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, did I talk over you?
No. Go. I was just fucking.
Okay. So there were a lot of fields there, and we were all just fucking around in the field, and a train was coming, and Mario stands on the tracks until the train gets really fucking close, like to the point where it's going to hit him. The train stops fast and gets out.
He jumped out of the way last second because I don't know if that movie Stand By Me had just come out, that kind of train dodging thing, but it was a thing. And Mario was being Mario, and it was just like he's always trying to push the limits of some way or another. So, and we were like yelling him just like in the movie, "Get the fuck off the tracks! What are you doing? What are you doing?" And the trainer like, and Mario was standing there like that. And the last minute, he jumps out
Yeah.
of the way, and that fucking train slammed on all of its brakes.
Yeah. Never seen a train stop like that. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
And
terrifying.
before it even fucking stopped, one guy jumps out of the engine compartment and two guys jump out of the caboose and they start fucking chasing after us in the middle.
Like we were, yeah. That's a
You
conversation
think about
story.
like how young those guys had to be to jump out of that caboose like that.
I know. Fuck. I don't know. I was so scared. I didn't have time. I was gone. Yeah. I was
Yeah,
out of
we all
there.
took off. We were only like 11, 12 or something.
Yeah. Something
That's
like that.
nuts. I mean, that could have killed. Like, that's just absolutely. That's a Commerce City story, though.
Yeah. That was Commerce City kids. We were nobody was watching us. We were fucking.
Here's a Commerce City story. I got one. All right, so just right over here at the high school, right next to where the racing track and the football field was, they had this thing. It was a legendary thing called the Tar Heel.
What the fuck? The Tar Heel.
The Tar Heel was it was like a 3.5 foot fucking like walk path that kind of went around, but it just kind of dropped off. But it was angled, you know. But it was a steep angle. If you stood off the Tar Heel, it was 3.5 feet tall. I think every kid ate fucking shit off that Tar Heel with their bike because it was you had to jump it. And so the thing about the Tar Heel is it's 3.5 feet, so you had to go fast enough that you wouldn't hit the curb coming down. So if you don't understand physics, and most kids didn't, they just thought fly off the top and land on your bike 3.5 feet. Oh my God. It was always like, oh my God, Bob Riley's gonna jump the Tar Heel. Let's go. Look. It was just like, let's watch this accident. And it's sure enough, dude, like it was like 90% of the time, everybody ate shit off that. Yeah, and you only need to eat shit once because you had some sort of scar from the Tar Heel.
Wasn't it concrete? Wasn't it fucking concrete?
It was asphalt, dude. It was
asphalt. Yeah.
It was black asphalt. That's why we called it the Tar Heel. And that fucking Tar Heel destroyed every kid in the neighborhood at some point.
Oh my gosh.
You guys got to help me fill in major gaps in this one. But how did Brad? How did your dad end up with a coffin on his car? Do you guys remember?
No, his house.
On his house.
Oh.
And the neighbor across the street knocked on the door, and there was another sign with the coffin that said "All you can eat." So Bob Apple was knocking on the door like, "When's breakfast?" My dad was like, "What? What are you guys talking about?" And he goes, "Come here." And my dad goes outside and he looks up and there's this fucking big ass coffin and these signs and shit on the house. And he was like, "Bradley!" Well,
I'm sorry, but all I know was somehow we got a coffin from somewhere.
Let me tell this.
King Supers. It was Halloween.
Let me tell this story, you guys. All right, so it was like we had a group of guys in high school, and we were known as like the rambunctious bunch. We were like crazy. The gangsters wouldn't fuck with us because we were just nuts. They didn't know. The jocks didn't fuck with us because they didn't know. We were just at that. We were jackass before jackass. That's what we were.
Yeah, right? We were called the Shady Characters.
We called ourselves the Shady Characters. So every weekend, the Shady Characters would load up in this big fucking car called the Enterprise, which belonged to Steve Ironwing. And it had a hole in the muffler, so once he put gas on it, it would go. And it sounded like the Enterprise. So anyway, we always cruised around and we always found some sort of shenanigans. And the Shady Characters, for some reason, we weren't thieves, but we would steal shit. we
Thieves.
no, we weren't
We
thieves,
didn't,
but we would take.
we didn't sell the shit after
No,
we
we
got
weren't
it.
taking. We weren't taking stuff to gain value. We were taking shit because we weren't supposed to, and it
Hey,
wasn't
Billy,
and it
left
wasn't
it
locked
there.
down.
If you wanted it, you take care of it. Don't leave it.
Exactly. You don't leave pink flamingos in your front yard
Or
unchained
fucking
down if you don't
Or
want them
mailboxes
taken.
just right there on the street.
I
concrete pigs.
So I don't know how it happened, but it became a thing of us because we were bored. And you know, the funny thing is, we didn't drink in high school. None of this had
No.
anything to do with alcohol. But anyway, it became a thing. Like the shady characters would all go, and if one of the shady characters, because there was like 5 to 7 of us, if one of them wasn't able to join, they became the victim or the target of the practical joke. Our jackass joke. It was fucking jackass before jackass. And
Yeah,
so our
yeah.
thing is we would drive around and steal random shit on the street. Cones, geese, uh,
Wrecked motorcycles.
wrecked motorcycles, whatever we could take, we would take. And then we would somehow put that stolen piece of property on the person's house that wasn't able to join us for the night. So they would become our target. And for some reason, Brad couldn't join us in this night. So the Shadies went around and we stole the coffin. It must have been in October because we stole the coffin from some Halloween. It was a black coffin that was out in front of
Yeah,
King Supers, maybe.
it was King
We pulled up
Supers.
the truck and threw that shit in the back. And then there was some random sign, I think at the local food bank that said free food or all you could eat or something.
Yeah.
So we took that shit too. And then let's drive over to Brad's. And it's like, where are we going to put the coffin? I don't know. Let's climb up on the roof. Put the coffin on the roof. Along with a nicely set all you can eat sign.
How did we not get arrested or die or get shot?
Because we lived in
Well, I'll
Commerce
tell you,
City.
you know, here's an interesting thing. I mean, just to add to the story, but an interesting thing, like I talked to I listened to my nephew and his kind of stuff that he's grown up. He's not sneaky. He's a terrible, terrible crook. You know what I mean?
Thank goodness.
They're not like they don't have like I don't know if it's a generational thing, but it was probably, you know what it is, dude? We were all fucking hit by our parents. And we had to learn to be fucking sneaky, not to be,
Yes.
we learned how to cover our
Yeah,
tracks, is what it was.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
And the
Yes,
kids
absolutely.
nowadays, they're not worried about it. They're not scared.
No.
Is that true or
yeah.
what?
Uh, I also think there's cameras everywhere, so people
Yeah.
can't do. And that changed everything. Was everything has a camera, everything has a phone. So being sneaky is like you're gonna get busted. Someone's gonna catch you doing some shit.
No, but I think we would probably figure it out. I could totally
Oh, of
see
course.
us covering the license plates.
Yeah, we just
Where,
be in ninja costumes.
yeah,
And some shit.
Yeah, we would just, yeah.
I mean,
Or completely
when
naked
we
with
were,
sunglasses,
yeah, we were bun running. We
bun
were
running.
disguised.
That's taking Commerce City to Fort Collins.
Yeah, no, we never bun run in Commerce City. I think that would be a little dangerous. Little like.
No, we used to kind of bun run when we were bored. And remember, because I remember running down Brighton Boulevard in the middle of the highway.
From the swimming pool.
Right? You guys were,
Yeah,
tidy
we were,
whities or something.
Yeah.
yeah.
And we would run. That was so fun. A bun run is when you just, for no stupid reason, but just to laugh at your friends, you just strip down naked except for your tennis shoes and just run down the street. And usually the car would follow you with the You'd be running and the car headlights would be on you and you'd just be running down the middle of the two-way street, completely naked. It's
feel-
hilarious to see a naked body running full speed. It's fucking one of
Yeah,
the
but it's
funniest things you ever could see.
It's the freest feeling in the
Oh
world,
yeah,
though.
oh
You
yeah.
got
It's
it. Like, you're just like,
I highly recommend it to all the people. Matter of fact,
let's do one.
Okay. So the last getting way off on tangent, but the last bun run I did. No, I'm serious. Independent of you guys.
Oh shit.
No. This is a decent story. This is actually it's a pretty heavy story. I don't tell this one often, but my dad's funeral.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Funeral. So, we're in Los Animas. We're in Los Animas with all the Madrids. Uncle Mike is drinking. We're doing.
Oh my lord.
Fireball. This is terrible. This is my wife's gonna hear this story. I don't think she's ever heard this. This is bad.
What?
So we're at Aunt Janice's house, and we're all drinking. Brent, my brother's there. Everybody's there. Like
wow.
Really, everybody.
Yeah.
Lawrence, like all our this is after the funeral, and Brent is saying. Brent, my little brother, has always wanted to be a shady character. But the truth is he's a lot more shady than he'll play a game because his shady is a little different level.
That's not shade. That's just dark.
Not the fun. But Brent was like always wanted, and he always hear the stories, and so we're doing shots of Fireball. Fireball is the worst, absolutely the worst. It is horrible, but I'm downing like it's bad. And Brent's like, dude, we gotta do it. We gotta do it. And all the Madrids are chanting bun. No, not bun run, but streaker. So I took off all my clothes.
Oh my gosh, dude.
And I go outside and take off all my clothes. But the thing is Lawrence, his sons, Brent, like 6 other people all got stripped naked, and we all.
What?
Amazing. That's awesome.
Dude.
I went barefoot, and it was a dirt road. I tore my feet up so bad. It was the worst hangover of my life. It was awful. I stayed up all night. I was dehydrated, and I blacked out. And evidently, we went to. Afterwards, we went to the. Because everybody. It was a big deal, like just crazy.
Wow,
absolutely crazy.
You went to the 101.
Afterwards, we went to the local minute stop or the little the quickie mart or whatever, and I bought a bunch of toilet paper, and they toilet papered the mayor's house. They snuck around. They toilet papered the mayor's. It was just a
what?
I was up all night. And I went into the minute stop, to get water because I'm just devastated. It's horrible, right? Just because. And the lady at the counter was like, "That's him," and she instantly got on the phone and called the cops.
Whoa!
What was I doing? I had to get out of there. It was awful. It was awful.
Oh my!
So you don't know what you did?
No, at a point. There was a point. It was just blacked out.
You probably raped her.
No.
You pulled out Mr. Goodbar and was like, you pulled out Plato and said, "Hey, philosopher, look at this."
For my dad, it was liberty for my dad. It was I think it was it had to happen. It was this piece of just saying like,
Here it is.
It was liberating. It was very, 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 very liberating. I will like I.
Well, it sounds like a bun run's in the works, fellas.
No,
we're all fat and we're fucking. Hey, it'll last about 5 seconds. I'm fucking tired.
My knee would blow out. I'd be laying down. Like, oh my. somebody help him. They'd call. Like,
That Minute Mart lady would pop out of the bushes and be like, "That's him."
Wait up! Wait for me! I can't.
Yeah, it was pretty epic. Richie, you were there, but Richie like he went to sleep at like because it was Brad. It was just insane. Yeah, absolutely. Lawrence broke up with his girlfriend that night.
Oh shit! It was one of those nights.
It was just everything was just it was just
Chaos.
There were so many different things that happened. Like it was
You get the Madrid's drinking, and then it becomes a whole different event.
Yes, it was. But
yeah.
Wow. I think Uncle Willie was just devastated. The whole weekend started with Uncle Willie coming first, and I was like, Uncle Willie, you were one of my favorite uncles, and you impacted me. And then at the end, I'm streaking naked down the street, like.
He's like, oh my, oh my.
So what okay, everything that happened, what kind of take do you think your dad would have had?
He would have been right in it.
No, he was never a naked guy, but yeah, that's a good question. What would my dad's take on it? No, there'd be a fight before that it would even happen. No, there'd be a fist fight or something before that would happen because no, because there's only two paths. Mine is always the fun, nutty path, and then the other Madrid side is always fighting.
The dark,
yeah. So there would have been a fight before that, like a couple shots into a couple fireballs, and like just somebody be.
Somebody would say John Elway wasn't all that great.
Yeah,
that would set it off.
Yeah, something stupid like that. Do you remember when Aunt Rosie took Aunt Linda into the bathroom, locked the door, and had her way with her? Because Aunt Rosie was like, "You're hitting on my husband's. You're hitting on my..." And he
was gay.
Quickly.
That's Madrid's.
Every family reunion, everything always ended up with a fight. Uncle Gilbert, your dad, Brad, was duking out. That was at your house. The family reunion at your house.
Yeah. Big black eye. Crazy. Yes. Nuts. Wow. Well, Madrid's like to fight.
You have to share an embarrassing story about them now.
What you talking about, Willis? What you talking about? I have a lot of them. Where do we begin?
Well, we have plenty of podcasts. We don't have to. We have to. If you guys could go back and tell your 18-year-old self, you could only say 2 or 3 sentences. What would you say to your 18-year-old self? 2 or 3 sentences. Like, travel back in time and let them know. Like, what space of what mindset was your 18-year-old self?
Yeah, I'm trying to tap into what was I thinking, what was I feeling at the time. I was getting ready to go to CSU. It was a whole other world. I always joke with people about when they say they're studying and everything, and then I always say the standard joke. It's not even, I don't think it's mine or anything. I think I read it somewhere or heard somebody say it, but I always say, don't let your education get in the way of your learning. And I would say, because I was fucking stressed out about school. I think I was scared of flunking out the whole freaking time.
Really?
Yeah, well, I was on and off probation for years. That's why I never declared a major. Do you know that story? Like, I didn't declare a major because, and the reason why I figured out why because I had to work around my whole dyslexia thing, and I was just terrible at reading and writing, and so I had to work around uh classes. It was just anyway. Well, what I figured out is if the professor was good, that means I would be able to pay attention in class. So I used to like right before I'd register for classes in the university, I would go around to people and say, "Hey, what was your favorite class you took? Like, who's your favorite professor?" And they were like, "Oh, I took an animal science with Dr. Johnson. He's such a great guy. He's a great professor. Sign up." Boom, 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 boom.
You knew, you're like, yeah,
Yeah, I
this is
was
the
like,
one.
I'm gonna go. I don't even care what the subject is, and I just start taking classes with good professors because it made all the difference of whether or not I passed the class or not. Just because, yeah, if a good teacher can actually, because I
A good
wasn't
teacher.
dumb. I was just
Yeah.
I was able to kind of like, how do you say? Yeah, I don't know. I was just able to manage in the class. I could retain the information, and then I also figured out how to maneuver my way of passing the class, and mostly it was just go to class every day, take notes, and most of the time the professors are going to say, "Oh, this might be a good test question." I don't know if you ever had that happen. Then
Yeah.
I just like fucking underline that shit, like
Yeah.
in my notes, like, here comes a test question. And if you were there in class and you were paying attention, you would basically know what was going to be on the test.
So, but don't you think I'm sorry to, well, I don't know, I'm sorry or whatever, but you are profoundly a different person. Maybe not your. I think you're really one of the more transformative humans I've met because your 18-year-old self is so much different from who you are now. Maybe I'm totally confused about that, but I think I'm a really good kind of understander of human beings. And they say people don't change, or maybe they do, but how different is your 18-year-old self from who you are now? I mean, I really think he's a different person. Like maybe it was just because it was a cup and it's the same cup. It was just not, there wasn't stuff in it yet, and you just poured all the stuff in. It's still the same cup. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, well, I'd be curious to hear what kind of 18-year-old idea that you had of me. But for me, I would say my 18-year-old was, I didn't think I knew a lot, but I felt like I knew my little world. I didn't feel clueless, but I knew the world was gigantic. I think we talked last time where, the idea of people going to Europe that
Yeah,
wasn't happening to
beyond you.
me. You know what I mean? So for me, I felt like, I don't know if I was different. Maybe Brad could answer this, but I think I expanded. So maybe that is a
You grew. Yeah, maybe you were
maybe
the
that
same.
yeah, maybe
Yeah.
that is a transformation in itself. It's definitely my mind opened going to
Okay.
university because I was talking to people that I didn't have ever a chance to talk to somebody who had generational wealth, somebody from the East Coast. I never met anybody from the East Coast, but going to
Yeah.
the university, they were living next to me,
Yeah.
or a cowboy guy who grew up, herding cattle. You know what I
That's
mean? That's
that's way true.
expansive. That's like,
Yeah.
and just to hear how they think, hear what they think, and yeah, it's expanding. The university is expanding. It's kind of like a turbocharge of eye opening, meeting all those different people from different backgrounds and stuff. So, and I guess
What
I
would
was,
yeah, would be the words you'd say to calm young Richie's anxiety about school?
well, mine was because I had a lot of family pressure. Everybody was looking at me because I was like you guys, the first one in my family to go to the university. So it was a big. I remember that. God, it was crazy. What? No, no, that was grad. That was a university. Um, yeah, I mean, it was a big deal. People were everybody is proud of me, and I didn't want to let them down, which is
Mm,
there's another block of
fuckery.
mine.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
to let somebody down is like, that's probably why I kind of back away from being held responsible, because I don't want to disappoint
Oh
anybody.
yeah, no, that's a lot. I mean, think about that for you back then. That's heavy, dude.
It was
Yeah.
it was big, dude. And when I got on probation,
Oh man.
oh,
Oh
dude, that was a
shit.
lot, because you get a letter saying, okay, you're on probation. If you don't get your grade average up to this much, that's it. You can pack your bags, and that couldn't
And
happen.
Brad,
Yeah.
the whole group of the people I hung out with, and Richie kind of partially hung out with, uh, in our freshman year, the whole group, there was like 12 people. We'd all hang out, play football, play some Dungeons and Dragons, do different stuff like that. But they all failed. They all flunked out.
Yeah.
Honestly, do
Wow.
you remember all those guys?
Yeah,
All those guys, Shannon Muniz and like all those S.J. Larson. There's all
and
these
they were
guys that
and they were
we hung
smart
out
too.
with. I hung out with. We were a part of the dorm because they had the Cambridge Hall dorms across the street, and we'd go over there and hang out and stuff like that. But they all flunked out. I mean, it's hard.
Wow. Wow.
It's
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
I I remember
And
visiting you guys like once. Like I would lived in Los Angeles, and I would come back and I would visit like a couple times, and you guys seemed so not Commerce City for sure.
hey,
Like you
let's
seemed
take balls
more.
for
Oh,
heads, bro. I'll hook you up right now.
yo yo. Oh, you still got it.
Yeah.
No, but yeah,
You
it was like
stick him a couple times with your switchblade, and he's like, oh yeah, I
Turn into
forgot. You still forgot.
you
conversation.
could. No, you guys just seemed more aware. You seemed more enlightened. And I was like, I just remember going, well, I don't know, fuck college. I don't know, fuck these guys.
Well, here's
But you
Big
did.
Balls
You guys
Brad.
changed. You changed a little bit.
Here's Big Balls Brad, who moved out to Hollywood with a rock band
Yeah.
when he was 18 years old. Like, college is nothing. What kind
Yeah.
of nut
Well,
job?
yeah.
What kind of nut dude?
Loaded
Hey,
up his
me
car.
and my band are going
Yeah.
to L.A.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, my dad told me when I left, I remember this very clearly. He gave me $1,000 in the Valari and he said, don't come back.
Really?
Yeah. And my mom was crying and she was like, don't tell him that. And my dad was like, go make your way. Don't come back. And for a long time, it hurt me. But then I realized what he was saying. He said, he was really telling me, go be a man, go be successful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brad, your 18-year-old self, that mindset, that's why you were always like, fuck the dude.
Yeah.
Because that was
I
a
don't,
different.
Yeah, Brad had the biggest balls for sure. He always
yeah.
has the biggest balls.
I don't know. I don't like, I just did a lot of stupid shit. Don't get into a fight. Like, I don't know. Like, if today I would have been like, don't have so big of balls.
Really?
I don't
You would tell
regret.
yourself that?
No, but I don't regret anything. Like, my life has been very blessed, like I said before, right? You know what? I think I think this is what would have been said. Hey, dude, you better be smart with your money.
Okay.
Looking back on it now, because I had some really good opportunities in Los Angeles that I wasn't like, we had no education what money was.
Yeah, no, that's
So,
such a big deal, man.
and I ran into and surrounded myself. I was really lucky working at that toy store. I knew a lot of
Dude,
really
connected,
big famous
bro.
people. Like, I was
You
connected.
were so
Yeah.
fucking good. All you
I
had
was
to do
I
was
was
like,
I was fucking
And they
dude.
all liked you too, dude. You had
I
like
was
an
Dee
in
Dee
with them.
Khan's fucking nanny, man nanny.
Manny. That's a Manny.
I was a manny. Yeah, like I had all these crazy connections and I didn't understand it. I didn't utilize it. So that would have been maybe something too, like be smarter with. Yeah, dude, I knew the Zappas. Like I fucking knew. Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy.
I want to tell a quick story about that. So,
Yeah, go for
like,
it.
I would go out there to go because Brad's working at Buddy Brown Toys and right out of the Hollywood Hills on Ventura Boulevard. And he had been working there, and like, he's a very personable guy. In case you haven't noticed that he's saving his neighbor.
Fuck,
But
I don't
he's
know what
just,
that
he's
is.
just a likable guy. And
What?
he's very personable. I mean, don't lend him any money or anything,
Ooh.
yeah, yeah, but he's and so that's the thing about you talk about these connections in this because you knew everybody. I remember I was sitting,
Yeah.
I had just gotten to LA. I think it was a spring break or something, and then we were hanging out in that back like workshop room in this
Hmm.
tiny little toy store that's really old, and then suddenly this guy pops his head around, whoop, and you go, and the guy goes, Brad. And I turn around and look, and Brad goes, "Oh, dude, you cut it off." It was Eddie Van Halen. It just shaved all of his hair off.
That's when he cut his hair. Yeah, I
And
remember that.
I mean, that's the thing. They all were like,
Yeah.
they were Brad's friend. Brad was the friendly guy that worked at that toy store.
Yeah.
He was just, yeah, you just have that. That's a magical thing, Brad, that you got, that you're very personal. I was just telling somebody that I don't know what it is because I can't describe it. I can't put my finger on it. That you could walk up to somebody in the street and they don't feel threatened by you instantly. I don't know if it's your look or I don't know what, but if I know because I'm very hyper aware of
Yeah.
sensitive to how people are reacting to me, that I know when I walk up to somebody on the street, it's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
And
I don't
I
know.
don't know what that
Mm.
is.
I don't either. I know I'm not like intimidated by people. People are people, whether you have $1 million or whether you have 10 cents. I'm not like,
That's
it,
amazing. I think we all
yeah,
have that. I think we
yeah,
all have the idea that all humans have something to share and offer, regardless if it's Eddie Van Halen
yeah,
or it's a special needs kid down the road or
yeah,
it's
yeah,
this couple of people that you're taking care of. I think that's amazing. And if one of the things, life lessons, if people would listen to these podcasts and stuff like that, I think I would want people to understand that's really one of my piece of wisdom is that's really the best way to live life is to treat, and it's a golden rule. It's in all religions and
right.
in all
Yeah,
philosophies. Is just treat people like you'd want to be treated, but all people, like give everybody a
yeah.
chance.
Except Donald Trump. Fuck him.
Well,
Fuck that guy. Sorry.
No, you don't have to say sorry. Shit. Um, so Jerem, what about you, man? So you're standing. So I just want to clarify my answer, about my 18-year-old self is
Yeah,
because I did say just generally like don't let your education get in the way of your learning. But more I would like to set myself up for saying you're about to grow here. I want you to really take in everything and it's not going to have anything to do with classrooms. You know what I mean?
yeah,
This
yeah,
this
yeah.
next few years are very fertile ground for you, and you're gonna expand big time. So take it all in.
Mm. What about you, Germ? What is your 18-year-old?
okay, so that was 18. It was tough. I mean, my teen years were tough. It was really, and it was finally the kind of the corner, the changing of the like because my you got to understand how brutal my younger life was. It was
Mm.
full of trauma and stuff like that, and I finally had this escapism. I was in the Upward Bound program, and they geared me up for college. College was just like yes, it was my escape hatch. I was in the little escape pod after the Death Star blows up or whatever, and
And I
it was.
grabbed onto the bumper.
I'm like fucking
He couldn't get rid of me.
stop it.
I followed him into art class and everywhere. He couldn't shake me, man.
Yeah, but I remember laying in the field. I had a friend, Steve Medina, and his brother was murdered and thrown on the train tracks like the year before or something like that. And me and Steve would go and hang out. It was the summer before I went off to college. It was, but we're laying there, and Steve was this, yeah, he had a big family and stuff like that, and he wasn't going anywhere. He was just present, and he was a Commerce City guy. He was a Commerce City kid, and that was the experience. Like, his brother was murdered, possibly by Daniel Reyes's people. I forgot those guys he hung out with, but yeah, James Medina. But Steve Medina, he inherited his brother's car, and he always picked me up. He had this really cool lowrider. That's why they didn't like James Medina, because he had the coolest car, and he had speakers, like just a cool sound system, and we'd go cruise during the summertime and stuff like that. But Steve, like, he was not like, this was for him. He was, and it was a beautiful Colorado night. The stars were out, and I forgot where we're laying out and looking at the stars and stuff like that. But he knew that it was like over for him, in a sense. Maybe like, this is, now he had to just start work, and like, and he was going through a lot because of his brother's death and stuff like that. But for me, I stared up at the stars, and I was like, it was a moment. It was just like this epiphany moment. Like, I can get out. Like, the universe is opened up for me and stuff like that. And it felt really powerful, but also lonely in a sense. And the reason why I was so lonely is because all the trauma I lived up to that point, it was because I really felt unloved. I really didn't feel like my parents. I know differently. I think I look back differently, but at that point, I felt like I had zero love. Nobody cared about me. My parents, the people that mostly had to care about me, didn't. And I was about to jettison off into space in this escape pod to find something. But I would go back and tell myself, like, the only person that needed to love me was me, and I couldn't, and I just wanted me to know that so much earlier. It took me years and years and years to finally get to that piece where I loved myself, and I knew I was loved. And because once that happened,
everything changed.
Universe opened up, not the escaped universe, not trying to tattoo me on the little escape pod with R2D2 and C3PO and getting to some desert planet for the adventure. When I realized that I loved myself, that was when I was a Jedi, a Luke Skywalker, with the blade would come out, and I could do all kinds of magic powers. The first escape pod was, I'm going into the universe, and hopefully I'm okay. But it was better than whatever else I had. It was much better. And so I would tell that just, you're loved, and you love yourself, and you're loved.
Yeah, for sure.
Flip that switch so much quicker. You could definitely get things. So.
Yeah. Did you in your household, did they ever tell you that, like, did your father or mother, did they ever tell you they loved you? Like,
my mom would tell me all the time, but she was sticking needles in her arm, and she was a prostitute, and she was bikers are driving through my living room, so it was not real. I was vulnerable because she said it, but she didn't value it. I was always in danger of some awful thing happening.
You were always guarded or something.
And then my dad, I was guarded and protected. He'd kick ass on anybody that would, but I didn't hear it from him. So I would tell him, Dad, can you talk? I remember, and I don't mean to get all like depressing or whatever, but
no, it's interesting.
I would tell my dad, hey, Dad, could you tuck me in? I'm like 13 years old or something.
He'd be like, hey, man, go get away from me, kid.
Yes, and like,
wow.
Yeah, that was, you don't do that to a machismo, and I didn't know. He loved me. he loved me perfectly for what he knew and what he had.
Yeah.
For everything he knew, he loved me perfectly. But I didn't know how to take that. I was a child, and I didn't know how to absorb that.
Yeah, for sure.
So I just felt, of course, my parents loved me for their best capacity, but I
They knew.
couldn't have it. There was so much trauma and so much shit bouncing off me.
Well, divorced parents too. Divorced parents, like that situation, because I remember you going back and forth from California to Colorado.
Yes.
And we would see you in the summers, and then we would see you periodically, and you and your brother. And it was like, it was these part-time moments. I didn't know your family, like who you were, until we were older. Like I didn't get to know you, as opposed to like Rich's family. I think that's one of the first times I ever heard a family, or you're leaving and they say, "Love you, son." And I was like, what is that? Didn't, because my mom would say it, but my dad never did either. He just didn't.
Too much machismo. That's
Yeah.
all. They were born into like hardcore shit, man.
I don't think their fathers told them that, like, it was kind of, and then there were so many of them, 17, 18 of them. Like, they didn't have time to say they loved each other. They were like, "Get the fuck out. Give me, where's the money? Fuck you guys." Where's
the money? Do you think you guys carry some of that remnants of survivalness? You know, especially when it comes to money. I always think of Brad. If you hanging out with Brad ever since we were kids, and then you'd be like, "Hey, dude, let me see that dollar," you know, or you'd be like, "Hey, oh, here's your dollar that you get," and I'd hand it to Brad, and he would snatch it like that. He would just snatch.
Yeah, I would just grab it.
Snatched money. You know, it's like, dude, I was gonna give it to you, you know, but he had to snatch it.
Yeah.
And I honestly think that comes somewhere from, you know, having to fend and grab and, you know, and make sure you're.
Yeah, dude, it's kind of a fucked up thing. Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
You probably still do it.
Well, I'm going through it with Heather. Like, I'm going through it with my girlfriend. Like, it's, we're active doers. We just do, right? And I don't know, for me anyway. And as opposed, like this older couple, I'm just doing it. I don't know. I think about it later, because if I don't do it, right, or overthink it, then I'm not going to fucking do it. So I don't know if that's what you guys do, but it gets me in a lot of trouble. Like,
what?
Yeah.
You're in trouble, Brad? Wait, nah, win.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
See, that kind of mentality is when you find people pointing at you going, "That's the guy."
Yikes.
Please, that's the guy. No, I'm joking. Jeremy's like, "What?"
You know what's really cool though, Jeramy, is that you're a father now, and you have all this fucking love that you just give, dude. You're like, maybe it's because you didn't have it when you were, or you didn't feel it. You give it. Yeah, dude. I don't know, man.
It's summertime, bro. I have trauma. I'm dealing with trauma. They're all, if I take the whole wall down, they're all going to pile in here and just pick their nose, fart.
And that's real love.
Yeah, no, it's
no. It's beautiful, right? It's fucking beautiful.
Oh my God, being a dad and having all this is great. That's who I am. I mean, if you ask who I am, I'm a father, man. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It's genius, and I that's my tribute. And my story about me running down the street after my dad's funeral is because I took the torch, and I had to do something so extreme, so profound. Like I'm as powerful as my dad. Like he was always better than me, and like just his bigness about the world. And so I just had to snatch the torch from him and run down the street.
Did you actually consciously say that? Like, I got to do something, or did it just came about?
No, it was serendipity. It was the universe talking to me. It was this night. I didn't tell the story very well, but it just unfolded. Like I'll go back and tell the story again.
And I can imagine it was kind of like, everybody in the room, the king is gone and the throne is empty and everybody's don't know where to look, and then Jeremy does something crazy and it focused everybody's head turned towards Germ, and you became,
Yeah,
The
the
focal
center,
point.
yeah, and that's what it was. That's who I am. That's that
Yeah.
honestly more than anything in the whole universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take the burden on of others.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a strength. Yeah.
Hey, on that note, guys, we'll pick it up. If you guys don't mind, I think these are genius and brilliant, and you guys are.
Yeah, but what about
yes.
this?
So yeah, let's. Yes. So look out for the YouTube podcast and be putting it out on YouTube, and then we're gonna get on.
Make sure you get this in there.
Places. So it's just talking story with amazing people. Like every time I talk to you guys, and I've known you for 40 years longer.
Crazy, dude.
Forever.
Fucking nuts.
And and I still get new stories from you guys all the time. It just is incredible, and we're continuing to grow. And either Brad becomes a case manager, Richie deals with anxiety to go to Europe, and yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Cool, guys. Cool.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, man. Love you guys. Take care.